What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? AJ Gore here, and as you can tell, we've got a very special guest, the President of KastKing USA, Mr. Al Noraker himself. Al, how you doing?
I'm awesome, AJ. It's very nice to be here today.
It's great to have you, and for those people that are going to be just now tuning in, of course, watching the rebroadcast, Al, you're going to be going into retirement basically first of the year, if I'm not mistaken, and we hate to see you leave. Love to see you go enjoy life.
Yeah.
But you've led a very incredible life in the industry, and we'll get into that into just a minute. But I'm gonna say hello to a couple people joining in right now. Gary, glad to have you. Robert Green, hello. Ray, good to see you. We got Oki in the house, of course, the Justice family. Juan Pedro, hello. Doug, hello. Freddie Delgado, man, people are just going to be coming in like crazy. Guys, do me a favor and share this live, whether you're on, especially on Facebook, share it to your groups. Send the love and support out there for Al Noraker as we pay, homage to Al and what he's done in this industry and what he's done for KastKing. And me, I can say he's done a lot for me personally, just as far as my admiration goes, respect, and knowing what kind of guy Al is, and I'll get to that here in just a second. But guys, thank you very much. Share this, like it, comment like crazy. Tonight's going to be a fun show. We'll get some things going. But you know what, Al, back to you. Like I said, you've had quite a long run in this industry.
Yeah.
Of course, quite a couple good years here at KastKing, and I'm thrilled the fact that I've got to meet you, work underneath you, and there's so many things that you've taught us. And I know I can speak for myself and probably everybody else at KastKing about, honor, pride, integrity, and just doing the right thing and hard work. And one thing I laugh, and I can tell you, and as things go on, anytime you're working a trade show with Al, or probably any kind of a show or anything to do with Al, he's got this motto. He's the first one in, the last one to leave. So Al, you weren't the first one in on KastKing, and you're going to be one of the you're not going to be the last one to leave. We hate that, but I don't know if you know, but it's going to be a fun show for you, Al. And before I keep going into what we've got going on for you, I want you to go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, what you've done in the industry, and then what KastKing means to you and what it's going to mean to be leaving. And then I got some people that actually want to say hello. I don't know if you can see them popping in. So
really,
come on in a minute. But Al, the mic is yours.
You're going to do this to me, aren't you?
I am. I've already done it. Sorry.
Dog, AJ. You didn't tell me about any of that part. Now you're going to get me going. Well, where do you start?
Where did you start, Al?
Yeah, 40 years in the fishing industry. But, it really didn't just start with working in the fishing industry. I grew up in a little tiny town in Montana, and I was fishing from as young as I can remember. I mean, I don't know exactly the age, but I do know that I was tying flies for a fly shop in Livingston, Montana, Dan Bailey's fly shop, when I was 8. And my uncle, and I think a lot of the people that have worked with me have heard me talk about my Uncle Tom, who he's not really my uncle, but he's like a distant cousin type of thing, but
right,
he was kind of always around me. And my dad, God love him. I mean, he was awesome, but he didn't hunt or didn't fish, and that's all I wanted to do.
Right.
And so Uncle Tom kind of jumped into the picture, and he started teaching me when I was about 5 or 6 how to tie flies. And I remember sitting in his little garage shop, learning how to tie woolly buggers, and then it went from there to other things. And when I was 8, I was decent fly tyer for 8 years old, But I had this dream of tying for this famous fly shop, Dan Bailey's. And so I went over there and walked into my mom actually drove me there. And I said, Mr. Bailey, I'd like to tie flies for you. And he kind of laughed and pointed at the door. And my mom said, no, he's really serious. And he took me into the back room. And at that time, that would have been 1964. Yeah, 1964. He had a glass room that had like 20 gals tying flies for him back there. Now they're all done overseas someplace. But anyway, he sat me down next to this lady and he said, she's going to teach you how to tie a bitch crick. And that was one of the most popular flies in Montana at the time. And for every one that you do right and that I'll accept, I'll pay you $0.25, but you got to buy your own hooks and your own materials and you got to bring them to me, all that kind of stuff. So about once a month, I would go back to Livingston. My mom, of course, would drive me over there at 8 years old. And I'd walk in with my little box of flies. And Mr. Bailey would go through it one by one. And it'd be nope, nope, nope. Okay. And he'd kind of give me a bone and he'd pay me for that one. And then nope, nope, nope. I don't know how many. It was probably 20% of the ones he'd actually accept. But it goes back that far even before when I was learning how to fish in Montana. And from there, it just has been part of my life ever since. And I was lucky enough to start in the industry really through my work at Fred Meyer stores on the West Coast. One of the divisions I was responsible for was sporting goods. And I was a buyer. I was an assistant buyer, my very first job in 1983, the year my son was born, my oldest son. And then it just kept going one thing to the other, and spent 20 some years at Fred Meyer stores. And then during a Kroger merger, left and did a crazy television show for the Outdoor Life Network for a couple of years. Got to fish and hunt all over North America, and that was fun. And then the Wright McGill Company called me, and they said that they wanted me to come and kind of take over the product development side. And they were probably the best known brand out there for fish hooks, the only fish hook made in America. And at that time, they were a 80-year-old company, very well established. But they wanted to do something more at the high end, more for the professional fishermen and the enthusiasts. So started doing a few things there and ended up creating some fairly popular product. And then I met Tate 8 years ago. And
8 years? It's been 8 years now?
Yeah, it's been 8 years, yeah. And that was an incredible story how that happened. But I knew within literally 15 minutes of first meeting Tate that I wanted to do this. I really wanted to, before I retired, I wanted to take a swing at this whole direct-to-consumer e-commerce side of the business. And I had a pretty strong understanding that Tate was the guy that was going to help me do that, because I knew the fishing side, the product development side, manufacturing side, but I knew nothing about selling on e-commerce, nothing. But I was super stoked about it because of the growth of Amazon and the growth of e-commerce in general. And I just thought, wow, what a better way to do that than with somebody who was very knowledgeable in that arena. So that's kind of what led to the KastKing thing. And I tell you, over the last 8 years, we've grown from kind of a startup brand on the lower end of products, just kind of answering the needs for the price point angler and the beginning angler, to now, we're lucky enough to have some of the most technologically based product in the industry. And we're surrounded by some of the best names in the industry, whether it be Bill Dance or, Ski or James and, all the pros we have, Brett Chapman, all of our incredible pros out there. We just signed Alton Jones Jr. just recently. So that's a big name coming, but it doesn't stop there. I mean, there's tons of other people at different levels that have witnessed the growth of KastKing and have believed in what we're doing, and they wanted to be part of it.
Well, Al, I know that my next thing that I was going to have you do is tell me what it was going to mean to you to go into that next stage of life and retire, and what it's going to mean, what it means to you, and how it feels to be leaving. But before I do that, I got some people that I want to bring on, and they want to say hello to you. And I'm going to bring one on first because I know he's only got a minute. So I'm going to bring him on, and then it's just going to be wide open after that. But you dropped his name, and he's right behind me right here, Mr. Skeet Reese. I'll bring you on first because I know Skeet's got a time crunch, and then I'm going to start bringing on a handful of people that you've worked with here at the company. And well, here we go. Skeet, how you doing?
Well, I'm struggling right now.
Yeah,
because I got to say goodbye to my buddy here. So,
wow.
I was hoping it wasn't going to do this, but I'm doing it right now. So,
do it, guys. All right.
So, Al, you've been a great friend. God, I feel like I'm back up on the Hall of Fame stage, struggling to yeah, I think I've shared with you, but I'm going to share with everybody that you have been instrumental in a big stage of my life through my professional fishing career. And you and I have done some amazing things together. Your love and your passion for the sport and of fishing, not just bass fishing, but for fishing in general, has shown through all these years in every project that you've been part of and every company you've been part of. And I want to say thank you. So thanks for sharing your passion with me. Thanks for being a consultant to me. And you've taught me a lot about the industry itself. And so that's just, it's just words of wisdom coming from the old wise one, Al Noraker. So and, I know that our friendship will continue.
Yes, sir.
And I will seek guidance again on whatever level it might be. But that's it. I just want to say thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your guidance all these years. We are going to miss you at KastKing. The fishing industry is going to miss you in general. But I hope that you are going to be out on your little boat doing some water whipping. You're going to be doing some golfing. And you're going to be enjoying your life the way you deserve to enjoy it at this stage of your life. So, and I'm hoping we'll get back on the water someday. And I don't care if we're trout fishing or bass fishing or we're chasing tuna down here. Obviously, I'm not in California right now, as you can see. But that's it. So I love you, buddy.
Love you too, Skeet.
Enjoy your retirement, and we are all going to miss you.
Thank you for everything, and give all those beautiful girls in your life a hug for me.
AJ, thanks for having me on, buddy.
Thank you, Skeet. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right at the last second, Skeet started having some technical difficulties there, but
wow,
it's all perfect. Well, wherever Skeet's at, he looks like he's in kind of a spicy area, like where they may have some good cooking and some good food. But you know what? I know of an area that has some spice and some good cooking, and there's only one guy that can represent that to the fullest, and that's Mr. Cliff Crochet, the Raging Cajun himself, right there. What's going on, Cliff?
What's going on?
Cajun baby.
How about it? So you got to follow that up, right? But check this out, Al. Happy retirement. Dude, here's the cool thing about Al. Here's the story you got to tell Al. So you've been the president of KastKing, of right behind Tate pushing this thing. But here's the funny part. Like, you never said it. You never stressed that. Like, you never threw your weight around, which is awesome. And I've told you this before. I've learned a lot from Al. I learned a lot from you about watching how you handle people. You treat people well. You answer questions, sometimes with another question that answers their own question.
Yep.
But I've watched how you've handled people. and I respect that a lot. I appreciate how you've helped me out in my career. Not everybody gets me, understands how I think when I get excited, but I don't know. You did, you do. You took care of me. You trusted me on the deadbolt project, and to have a president or somebody major in the fishing industry believing in something that you want to do and trust you enough to do it and go forward, that's I appreciate that. But the biggest thank you is nothing to do with fishing. I've learned a lot and watch how you talk to people and make people feel, and that was pretty good to see. So thank you for
Cliff,
what you
thank
did
you.
for me.
That means so much to me. You're a great guy, great dad. I see some of your boys right there. I think that's totally awesome. Hi guys, how you doing? I remember these little guys when they were little teeny tiny, and then now we got two more growing up right behind them that are going to be just terrors in the fishing world also, I know. So Cliff, thanks for being you, and don't ever forget that.
Well, thanks for letting me hang around. Thanks for letting me hang around.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Happy retirement.
Thank you, Cliff. Thank you for taking the time.
Oh, we'll go to Venice and won't get stuck again.
Okay. Deal. I'll see you soon.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, man. Cliff Crochet. Now, I've kind of been going through some. Oh, I just remembered too. I didn't get a hold of and Dylan's going to be upset with me. Dylan Newsbaum. With a day job, trying to do a bunch of stuff. Christmas. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get to a bunch of people, and I've forgot some people. I've outsourced some other people to help me here and there, and it just dawned on me I didn't invite Dylan. Maybe I can get him on real quick. So we'll see. But you know what? There is somebody that kind of started our big pros. And I know that you've worked with him before and you've got the utmost respect for him. And then of course his wife, and I don't know if she's the brains behind it all, but she definitely organizes it all. And you know what? I'm going to bring this guy on, and Mr. Brent Chapman. I know that we all have a ton of respect for Brent, and here he is. Say no more. Brent, the stage is yours, sir.
Wow, you make me follow those two guys, and yes, she is the brains. But yeah, you put me behind those two as far as what to say, and I'll keep mine short and simple because those two guys said it all. I mean, Al, I met you a long time ago at Eagle Claw, and you were instrumental with helping us grow there, and obviously introduced us to KastKing. It seems like yesterday, but we were trying to figure out how long ago it was, and man, time flies. And, with that being said, not only are you an awesome asset to work with, but, Bobby and I both value you as a friend, and we're going to miss you dearly, but enjoy your retirement. And on that note, when we come out to Colorado, you need to come out and make sure you go ice fishing again.
Absolutely.
And teach me how to ice fish for us. So.
I'd be happy to do that again. And I do remember the very first time you and I met in my little office in Eagle Claw.
Yep.
And because you came in and you convinced me to make the first Eagle Claw fishing rod that had micro guides on it.
Wow. I didn't know I was that instrumental. So
yeah, you were the first one to take me down the micro guide path.
Ah, there you go.
And
so
I had never dreamed it, but I remember you were very convincing, and I knew right away that you were a guy that had great ideas and was going to speak your mind from the heart because you were a good stick. You were a fisherman.
Well, thank you for that. Like I said, it's been an honor, and please go enjoy. You've earned it. You know what I mean?
And we're gonna miss you.
Yeah, we're gonna miss you dearly.
Really, really, really bad. So
Bobby, what can I say to you? You have been there the whole time, and I just love you to death. And thank you for taking such good care of Brent. And I wish we could all just give you a big hug right now and help you through everything you're going to be going down the path in the next.
It's all good.
Good. So anyway, just know that your entire family's here supporting you.
Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate that. And with that, everybody that's, on here and listening, everybody have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're going to miss you, Al, but we'll see you soon.
You will, for sure. Thanks, Bobby. Thanks,
Take
Brent.
care, y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. All right. So now I'm going to, let me
Good
see.
people. Wow.
Let's bring in, you know what? I'm going to throw a bone in here. I'm going to bring in a guy that a lot of people have heard his voice a million times. Probably never seen his face. He's been there. He's more OG than probably me, or maybe right after me. And he's got amazing customer service skills. And you know what's funny is my wife doesn't believe he's real because of the way I talk about him. She thinks he's this legendary fictional person, and he's just amazing. He just makes everything happen. He's glued to so many different things, especially in the customer service department. That's Mr. Paul Quigley.
Yeah.
Paul, bringing you to stage.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Paul.
Hi, Al.
How you doing, buddy?
Okay, I can't believe 8 years have gone by
I know.
so fast. And I just want to thank you for like catapulting the company to heights that typically take years and years to achieve for a fishing tackle company. When you first came on board, I was like, who is this? Tate has hired a Mr. Know-It-All. And then it didn't take long before I realized
He did
really did know it all. And then I was going to you.
Well, I hope I didn't come across like that all the time. You know, I really, you know, I
No,
have
not at
strong
all.
beliefs,
So
but you guys are the ones that really made it happen for sure.
that's not true. It's been you, and I really appreciate the fact that we went so far up in quality and stuff like that, and you've had all the answers for me all along. So I can't believe you're retiring, but I hope you keep in touch. And if you ever need anything from my warehouse, you got it. Just
Thank you,
call
Paul.
me.
Thank you very much. It was great seeing you. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you.
All right.
Merry Christmas, Paul. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for
too,
coming on.
AJ. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. It's an honor actually to have you on. I got to have you on a different way.
The
So
voice,
soon.
right?
We'll organize it.
Okay.
Have a good night, Paul. Thank you. Oh, I kind of cut him off. I didn't mean to. All right, now who do we? I didn't mean to cut you off, Paul. Sorry.
Yeah, you're killing me here, AJ. You are killing me, man.
Well, you know what? Since I'm on a roll, I'll save a couple other people for just a minute here. But you know what? There's a guy that when you came on, he came on with you, and I thought you guys really knew each other and were buddies for a long time. But actually, you guys were just kind of in the same boat together, looking for new light and a fresh thing. And together, you and this gentleman have really worked to elevate the brand. And Scott has he's done a lot in developing a whole bunch of different things with you and for us. And I know that you guys have worked alongside each other in many different ways, a lot of late nights and I'm sure tons of phone calls, but I'll let Scott fill in the gaps there and give a little hello to you. Scott?
Hey, thanks, AJ.
God,
Al, I can't believe you're leaving me.
I know.
But I tell you what, it's hard to follow all the people that have been on here so far. And, I've learned so much from you. And I remember the first time I met you, Tate wanted to meet me. So he sent me, and this was before you guys actually brought me on board. He said, I want you to go out to the show with Al, the fly show, and work the fly show with him. So I show up at the fly show, and Tate never shows up because he got stuck in New York with a snowstorm. But I tell you what, Al worked circles around anybody else in the building at every show I've ever been to. It's just amazing. And he's older than the rest of us. But I tell you what, he sure didn't act like it, didn't work like it. And, I'll echo a little bit about what Paul said. I've been around the industry a long time, but not as long as Al. But after I met you, Al, I told Tate, I said, Tate, I know a lot of things about fishing, but I said, Al knows everything about fishing. And I was so impressed with your knowledge and what you know and how you treat people. And I just want to thank you for all the help you've given me over the years.
It's been my pleasure, Scott.
You deserve to enjoy the rest of your life and just fish and golf and have fun with those grandkids. But we're all gonna miss you a lot.
Well, I'm going to miss you all too. Scott and I, we did things that no two humans should do. From a just purely physical standpoint, when we first started together, we would literally start the 1st of January through about the middle of April, and we crisscrossed this country either together or doing them separately, consumer shows every weekend in a different part of the country, from the first week in the fly show in January till April after the classic or something, trying to convince the world that KastKing was the real deal. We were schlepping product like crazy guys, moving inventory, taking money, going to the bank at night. And Scott was there building stuff with me and setting up displays and taking it down. And I mean, at the end of each one, we didn't know how we were going to do the one that was starting 4 days later, but somehow we did it. And we had a blast.
We did it.
Now, I wouldn't want to do it again right now, because I would seriously tip over. I mean, I must have been 30 years younger then, I think, but man, that was work. But Scott, you really helped, and you were a big part of that. And it was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your leadership and where you've taken the company. And, it's so rewarding just to go to those shows year after year.
Yeah.
And first year we go, people are like, well, we kind of heard of you, but we think you're just a cheap brand. And then the next year it's like, wow, you guys got good stuff. What do you got new this year? And it just kept building.
Yeah.
After the first year, we went out and started getting some exposure. And those shows helped a lot. And between, you and Tate taking that direction, I think that helped build KastKing relatively quickly.
Yeah, it wouldn't have happened as fast if we wouldn't have done that with the consumer face to face, for sure.
Now I got to jump in here and say one thing about Al and Scott and all those road shows and travel and everything else, because if I know the company knows this, and anybody that's been part of the KastKing gang, but Al has the worst dang luck traveling.
Yeah.
Like if you want to meet a man who gets layovers and canceled flights and lost luggage, and you name it, and stuck at an airport for days, not just hours, days. Yeah. That's the guy right there. This guy right here lives in an airport when I don't know what it is. So I don't know if it's your past life, but you definitely angered the airport gods. So
well, he could be on his deathbed, but he should still go do a show.
And he will.
And I think it was a Pittman Creek show or one we did one time. And he got delayed getting out, couldn't get out. And he got out, showed up, had a 2 or 3 hour meeting, and went back to the airport. It was like, Al, you're crazy.
Yeah, young and stupid, I guess, at that point. But
yeah,
we made it happen. It was fun.
All your hard work paid off, and you got us to where we are today. Much appreciated.
Well, with everybody's help. It wasn't just, it just wasn't on me. Everybody played such an important role. And, for anybody who is leading a team of professionals, they just better understand that I don't care who they are, what they do, what they know, you better surround yourself with great people and just let them go.
Yeah.
And that's what we had here. So thank you, Scott, for everything.
The leadership counts, and we appreciate you being there.
Yeah. Thank you.
But I don't want to hog everybody's time. I know AJ's got a whole bunch more people in here. So
oh my gosh.
You got a couple more to come. So
Al, happy retirement.
Thank you.
It's been great working with you. And don't be a stranger. Come see me in Savannah sometime.
I will. Just call me anytime too.
All right.
Okay.
Take care. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. So I've got some more people from our customer service department to product development to sales team and marketing team to go. But you know what? I've got some friends of yours waiting to come on here. And these two are a dynamic duo.
Oh,
it's been a while since we've seen them. They've had a lot going on in their life. But you know what? You've been a part of their lives, and they've been a part of yours, and I'm pretty sure they're happy to be a part of this. But sad to see you go, Clay, Sandy.
Oh my God.
Hey, Al. Clay and I were talking about this last night, Al. It's been 20 years since
Yes.
we met you.
It was.
Wait, you were casting that fly line 100 feet down the thing at the Sportsman's Expo. That's a true story. I mean, they say Clay and I are really good casters, but you're right there with us, buddy. We really appreciate you. We've had so much fun with you over the years. You've been a mentor, a good representative for any company you've worked with. We've loved working with you. You're just a great person, and happy retirement. And you need to come out here and fish with us at Pyramid.
I definitely want to come to Pyramid and see you guys. And even if I didn't fish, I want to come see you guys. But, so everybody knows, you're right. Over 20 years, Clay and Sandy Roberts were the first professional anglers that I ever put on staff for the fly fishing category at Wright McGill. And I told them then that if we were going to make anything happen in the fly category, we needed them because they were the best. And, the fly fishing industry doesn't have a lot of personalities and a lot of people that can speak and say good things and actually teach people. And still to this day, one of the #1 videos on KastKing is the one with Clay and Sandy teaching people how to fly fish. I think it's well over 1 million views, 1.5 million views or something like that. But that just goes to show about how personable you are and how well you teach. And it's just been a pleasure. You guys have been my rock ever since. And I remember as soon as I got to KastKing, what did I do? I had to call you guys and see if I could get you back.
I remember that day. Yep.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I became aware of Al Noraker, and it was at AFTA, probably 2004, 2005. There was this giant, tall guy in cowboy boots casting on the casting stage. He was casting these like laser tight fly casting loops, which is hard to do, and there's a big contest involved and everything. And I'm like, oh geez, more competition. And I got up on the stage and kind of got close enough to where I could see you had your name on your shirt. And I became aware of Al Noraker at that point. And we actually did meet during that show, but our paths crossed, throughout the years. And Sandy did mention the word mentor, and that's definitely what you've been to me. So
thank you guys so much. I mean, it's just been so fun just making product and watching you guys do your thing. And I'm so happy for you now that you've made this transition in life over to that beautiful new spot by Pyramid. Wonderful. So happy for you.
Yep. 20-pound trout. Come see
us.
us.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Susan and Millie, come on out.
I will. Thank you guys so much.
Al, thanks for everything. We love you, man.
You guys are killing me here. I did not expect all this today. Holy smokes. I thought we were just going to talk about fishing. And then all of a sudden, all these people come on.
Hey, you are fishing. You've taught us and talked to us about fishing. So when it comes to fishing and KastKing, we think of Al.
Thank you, guys. Be safe now. And you take care of that hip. I heard you just had a hip replacement.
Yeah, two hips down in the last 6 months.
Oh my gosh. You are a rock. Good for you, girl.
Can you still moonwalk?
Take care of her.
Yeah.
Sandy, you can still moonwalk in them Chuck Taylors?
Yes. Yeah.
Kind of. You're working on it?
No, I actually, I'm walking really good now. And the funny thing is, since I had the one hip done 6 months ago, I keep forgetting which is the one that I just had done 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
It's been very good. It's been good.
Yeah,
it's been good.
Really good.
Well, we got to work a trade show together again, and we're going to wear Chuck Taylors and moonwalk together. We'll do the Michael Jackson moonwalk.
I am looking forward to that, AJ. I love working with you guys. That'd be awesome.
You got our number.
Yeah.
Yes. Guys, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, you so much. Be safe everything. Now.
Oh, I did it again. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Al, how you doing?
Oh, I'm weak in the knees. That's all I can say.
Weak in the knees. Well, you know what? I got a gentleman. I'm going to be bringing on another guest from our customer service in just a minute. I had to kick him a bunch, as well as this guy. I'll bring you on in just a second, Mr. Customer Service as well. But I'm going to bring Mr. Jim Crawley to the stage and get him taken care of, because I know he's got things going on too. Jim?
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Al, thanks. Congratulations on your retirement. You know, you and I have talked a couple times about it already, and I only got to work with you a couple years. I think this is the third year I've been with KastKing, and I'll tell you what, I sure appreciated right from the get-go how you invited me into this family the first time I met you at a class a couple years ago, and we worked together, and I think that KastKing team worked circles around everybody at that show, and I don't think I've ever had more fun and been more tired for 3 days after a show, and I've been doing this a long time too, and I'm just very fortunate to be included in this wonderful family. I always appreciated the several times you and I had talks just on the phone, even over the last thing with the bake capsule, and you telling me everything about it and checking everything out. It's just been a lot of fun, and I appreciated how much you welcomed me into everything and really made me feel like I'd been there. I'm very proud to be part of this KastKing team, and you were one of the guys. I mean, Jose brought me in, and everybody else has been so nice and so welcoming to me, and it's been such a wonderful experience. I wish you nothing but the absolute best in your retirement, because it was so wonderful the times that we got to talk together, and even at this last ICAST, and just put your arm around me, and it meant a lot to me, and I really, really do appreciate the kind words that you said, especially somebody from your standing. I really do appreciate that.
Well, Jim, thank you. I mean, we're better because of people like you. And you are one of those quality guys that just represents our brand and makes people know that we're doing the right thing. So, you know, we just wouldn't be the same without you. So thank you. But really, thank you for making time today to come on here with everybody else too. And I appreciate you.
Yeah. Well, you know what? God bless you, your family, and every single hour and day of your retirement. It's been a pleasure to know you, and I'll work just as hard to make you proud.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, AJ.
Jim, sorry about kicking you out a bunch. I was trying to keep it a secret right at the last second.
Well, you know me, I got excited like usual. So I was always early to the party. So, hey, AJ, to you and everybody that in the KastKing family and everybody watching, God bless you all. Merry Christmas. Al, may this part of your life be the best yet.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jim. All right. Now, here's another one that was coming on right when Jim was, Al, and I was trying to keep it secret, so I was texting her at the last minute and said it was work. And it was work-related, but a different work. And I was like, oh, man, no, I hope Al doesn't see it and kind of blow the cover yet. But Captain Brian, sorry for kicking you off so many times.
Oh, my God, Brian.
Yes, sir. So, AJ, first of all, I want to thank you so much for putting this together and giving Mr. Noraker here a proper farewell. KastKing fans, if you can't tell by the last few very special guests that we've had on, Al is a very, very special man. Al, I've always introduced you this way, and I follow in the footsteps of many other greats, introducing you this way, the man, the myth, and the legend. Now it's bittersweet to say it's going to be a legacy, and a legacy that I'm going to be so proud to carry on. I thank you for the opportunities that you've given me. Your professionalism, your wisdom, your guidance has been paramount. And just being a part of the growth that you've created for KastKing has just been awe-inspiring. Watching you work, watching the things that you're able to do. You're just an absolutely amazing mentor. Thank you.
Brian, thank you for those incredible words. But remember one thing, I didn't give you anything. You earned everything that you've got. No different than everybody else. So it's all on you. You know, I'm just a vessel to get you to something better. You made it happen for yourself. I appreciate it, and I know that you're going to have a great career at KastKing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks,
Thank you very much. And guys, this is yet another amazing, just like it was in his description as he put it up there, you know, KastKing customer experience specialist. Between Captain Brian and Paul, you guys are in some great hands. So, guys, thank you very much, and thank you for the jobs that you guys do. So,
good job. Don't stop fishing, though.
Never.
Okay.
You find your way down south, you know who to give a call to take you out, get on some redfish, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thanks, Brian. All right, now this gentleman here is fairly new to our lineup. But you know what? The amount of work that he's done and connections that he has and brings to the table is pretty awesome. But I'll bet you he's brought some insight to you, but I guarantee you brought some insight to him. Without any further ado, RJ, coming to the stage.
Hey, Al.
RJ, how you doing?
Good. I wish I could convince you to stay longer, because seeing everybody talk about all the years they've been with you, I only got one. So
yeah, I know. It's been a great one, though.
It really has.
We are truly blessed to have you part of this team. I mean, the creative kindness that you bring to every project is incredible. And I had a great conversation this week with a good friend of mine, Tej, that had an opportunity to work with you. And I trust Tej like almost no others. And he said to me, you have one incredible person on your hands there in RJ. He loved working with you. And then those words don't come easily from Tej, but it told me a lot.
Al, I'm supposed to make you blush, but I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll always remember when we met just like this on a Zoom call, and the plan was to have KastKing as a client. And then when I met you, I was like, man, we've got something really special going on here. So I just knew I had to join the team. And I found that you're really somebody that truly believes in people, even more than they believe in themselves sometimes. And you'll tell everybody about it as well. Working with all the pros and influencers, it's clear that you know who they are even before they know who you are. So
that's fact right there.
I've also noticed that since working here, you really find the potential in others, and you believe in them so much, and you just want them to get where you think that they can go. So it's been really inspiring to see all of that. I really appreciate all the challenges we've had to team up together on, and you've got a way to really smooth out a situation. So I know things wouldn't have gone well as they would have without you. So it's going to be a very interesting ride to fight this on my own and with the rest of the team. So
you're going to do great.
And just wanted to say thank you for the mentorship, all the guidance that you provide for everyone. I'm really glad that we've crossed paths, and thank you for believing in me. Enjoy your retirement, and we're all going to miss you.
RJ, it means so much. Thank you. And I'm going to be watching everything that you create from here going forward. And I can't wait to see all the wonderful things, because I know they're coming fast.
Thank you all. Thank you, AJ.
Thanks, RJ. Now, Al, I'm going to bring this gentleman on. He's in the product development stage that you and Tate brought on with. And man, this guy is filled with knowledge and been in the industry. I can't necessarily say the fishing industry, but he's been in an amazing industry, developed a lot of cool things. And of course, what he's done for us in fishing line, exceptional. So you know what? And he's also kind of a neighbor, and you're going to be kind of my neighbor here pretty soon. But you know what? Let's bring on Mr. Rex Nelson here. Rex, welcome to the stage, and the mic is yours.
Rex.
All right. Hey, AJ and Al. AJ, thank you so much for putting this together. It's very much appreciated. I know Al's going to remember this forever, and it'll be very special to him in the future as well. But I want to be quick because Al, we've got another meeting coming up in less than 45 minutes.
I know.
We're almost there. We're almost there. I promise.
And I'm looking at the list, and there's a lot of people on there still. So I'm going to go as quick as I can. And I've got a great face for radio, so nobody wants to see me more than they have to. So hey, one of the things, Al, thank you for taking the chance with me as well. You know, I'm where you're at. I retired young and had a chance to be able to get out from a corporate world a little bit early. And when I started getting a little bit antsy and bored, in all honesty, you guys took a chance on bringing me back and allowing me to be able to help you guys out with some various different development. And man, I've learned a lot from you in the last short amount of time, just from all the nuances of the company, just to the fishing industry in general. I mean, I don't think there's a person out there that knows more about fishing than you do. And it's just not one aspect of it. It's everything. It's fly fishing to walleye fishing to trout fishing to salmon fishing to you name it fishing. Al's got it.
Maybe I fish too much. I don't know.
You know, for a little bit of me was thinking, how does this guy ever have time to fish? Because I see him out, I see him working all the time. So anyway, but I really appreciate everything you've done for me. I appreciate you being there as a mentor for me as well. I just want to leave one parting thing, and I don't know who's going to follow in these footsteps and be able to take this over. But one of the things you may all know, but one of the things with Al is that at a trade show, he is. I learned this the very first year I worked the ICAST show with Al. Actually, I think it was probably earlier than the ICAST show with Al. And the very first thing I learned is that nobody at the end of the show, so there'll be the ending bell of the show, you know, let's say it's 6 o'clock at night or whatever time, nobody steps out of that booth until Al Noraker's foot goes out of the booth. He's the first person out, so you can't get out of that booth until he leaves. So I'm not sure who's going to be able to take those footsteps that you've taken in the past, Al, and especially with the number of cows that had to die to make the boots that you wear. We'll have to figure out somebody with big feet and you have big shoes to fill, man. So I appreciate everything, Al.
One thing I never have to worry about with anybody at KastKing is them wanting to take time off or quit early or anything. I mean, they're all there side by side, finishing the day, finishing the work. But Rex, I want to show you something, because the very first show that you and I worked together, I was lucky enough to win a little prize. And you know, competition is a little important to me. I don't like to lose at anything, but I have kept this on my desk since that first show. And right there, the closer. Thank you for this. It meant a lot, and it is a trophy. And I probably will never eat them, but they'll always be with me.
Well, if you don't eat them, you can always start a fire with them.
Rex, thanks for everything you bring, because you bring professionalism, incredible knowledge to the fishing line industry and the fishing industry. And KastKing is simply better today because you're with us, for sure.
Thank you, Al. I appreciate that. And you enjoy your retirement. We'll be seeing a lot of you because you'll be in my neighborhood.
Yes.
So we'll probably cross paths as often as we possibly can. So I hope you get a chance to go out and do some golfing and a little bit of fishing here and there, but definitely some golfing on a regular basis.
I will.
All right. Sounds good. Rick. Yeah. Thanks, Al. See you soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Thanks, Rex. Have a good night.
Thanks, AJ.
These poor guys still got to work. I tell you. Now, Al, I got a character coming to stage, and this he's a character. I tell you what, and he's been blowing up, and the KastKing family and the KastKing world and everybody else in the fishing industry definitely knows this guy's a character. And let's see what kind of character he's going to bring, Mr. Jose Cinco, not to be confused with that AJ Cinco guy. Jose, it's all yours, brother.
Al, you know what can't be said? What can I say that hasn't already been said? Sorry. Everyone keeps saying how you're a mentor, but you've been a father figure to me.
Yeah.
So, you know, I have zero marketing background, zero fishing industry background, and you believed in me from day one. And you put tasks in front of me that, you know, normally you would not trust someone in my position to do, but you sent me out there, and, you know, I'd work every day to make you proud, Al.
Thank you. Jose, you are the dude, man. I'll tell you what, it just doesn't take a genius to figure out who the good ones are. And the first time I met you and watched you take care of KastKing customers, I said, this guy has to have more, do more, and be around us 24/7, because he is that good of a person. And I appreciate you. I love everything you did. And if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have as a company, and I personally wouldn't have the relationship I have today with Travis Hunter, because you're the guy that made that happen to begin with. And Jose, you just keep doing the Jose thing out there. You're going to be, I know you're a great dad and great. You're doing all that stuff right. But for KastKing, I wish I had 100 Jose's out there just to keep everything going, because it would be so powerful that people would just get steamrolled. Thank you for being you.
Thank you, Al. And, to everyone watching this, I don't think y'all understand. You will never see a rod and reel company where the CEO and president are unloading boxes, rolling down tape, doing everything every single day. Al is the epitome of leadership. A lot of people talk about leadership, but Al lives it. He doesn't have to tote around like he's somebody. His presence is known. And Al, you've already left your imprint on the fishing industry forever. So again, thank you, Al. If you ever need anything, I'm here, and hopefully we get to fish more.
I hope so too. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Thanks for coming on today.
Jose, thanks, man. Thanks for being you, Jose, and thanks for coming on.
Wow.
All right, Al. We got to wrap this up here in a minute. You got work to do. You got a lot of connections to get connected tonight, and I got a guy that I'm going to bring on that's been working side by side with you a lot, and I saved him for last. And he knows he's got big shoes to fill. Heck, he even texted me about these are some big shoes to fill. Why are you bringing me on last? And I can only imagine the amount of conversations you guys have had, the time you spent, and I'm not trying to steal the words from him, but he's got to be going through some things thinking, man, Al's leaving and now I got to hold the reins and I got to do this. But you know what? I'm sure you've instilled a lot of things into this gentleman. And he probably was well prepared before ever meeting you, but the things that you've shared with all of us have helped us as people and grown. It's helped me. It's helped a lot of people. I always tell my wife how much I admire you. Like Jose said, you're like a father figure to us. My dad died. Going to be 21 years this January 1st. And tell you what, there's not a lot of people that I looked up to as a father figure, but you're definitely one of them. So, but let's see how this gentleman here, how he thinks of you and what he's got to say about the shoes he's getting ready to be filling in a lot of different ways. So, Eric, welcome to the stage, brother. It's all yours, man.
What's up, Al?
Sales dude.
How you feeling?
I'm weak in the knees. That's all I can say. Yeah, I don't even know where to go from this whole thing. I'm drained, but blessed. Thankful.
Didn't see this one coming.
No, and I'm usually not that ignorant, but I did not see this one coming. AJ, you're the dog, man. You pulled this off. I had no clue. And then all of a sudden I look over and I see some of the other names were popping up, and I'm going, oh no, this is really happening right now. And I just wasn't ready for it, but grateful.
Yeah. Well, AJ, thank you for setting all this up. This is super special. This is awesome. And, I wish I would have been able to go first so I didn't have to listen to everybody else get so sappy. I got to sit here and hear all this and get emotional the whole time. But man, this is crazy. Most people don't really know who I am. Kind of been behind the scenes, but I've actually had the pleasure of working with Al now for almost a decade. So Al was actually my customer for about 7 or 8 years before I joined KastKing. And so I've known Al much longer than people know that I know Al. And, it's kind of funny when I first met Al, he kind of rolls up in this big diesel truck and steps out in these big cowboy boots and walks over, and he's got a big rod rack on top of his truck. And I'm just thinking, Dad? Like, Uncle, am I looking in? Is this like me looking into the future right now? This is kind of crazy to me. And he comes in to the factory that I worked at, and we were talking, and it's like, man, there's working in this industry is great because you pretty much have a lot in common with everybody that you meet. But I don't find too many people that I feel like I have almost everything in common with, between fishing, hunting, archery, fly tying, fly fishing, motorcycles, even though that stage of your life might be over now.
Yeah.
Which, you know, maybe I'll learn from you, and maybe I'll hang up the 2 wheels and stick to 4, but you know,
Trust me, good decision.
But man, we have a lot in common. And you know, one thing that we have, I think, extremely in common is 2 things, actually. Work ethic, because I feel like I work a lot, and every time I'm working and answering emails or answering messages, Al's up and Al's working as well, and he's usually hitting them later than me. So that's been something that's really refreshing to see. And then 2 is we're just gear junkies. You know, I feel like we love to just dive into the intricacies of the products we are so passionate about using. And I mean, that's not just fishing. That's, you know, archery, bows, arrows, this, you know, everything is just like we obsess over that, and it consumes our lives. And I think that is something that's so critical that makes someone leading a company successful also, because if you are a believer and a user of your products and you care that much about it, you know that you're going to make great product. So, and I think that you take that to a whole nother level, and I want to make sure that I continue to fulfill that. And, you know, what's really cool is most people don't know this, but Al and I both live in Colorado. You know, we're on opposite sides of the mountain, but close enough within the drive where we can meet up. And I know that, you know, it's farewell from a boss and leader perspective, but, you know, a new chapter of our friendship, I think, can start. And the one thing that I'm probably the most excited about is, you know, not only you getting to go out and enjoy your retirement, but, you know, we always get to talk about how cool something is that KastKing's developing, and we get to go test it and try it and be intimately involved. Well, I can't wait to call you up and say, hey, Al, let's go fishing next week. I got something pretty sweet to show you.
I can't wait for that to happen.
And come step on your boat and you put something in your hand and you go, wow.
Yeah.
Why didn't
I think of that?
Yeah.
That's what I want to say.
And wow, look at the innovation that KastKing continues to lead this industry with, and how your legacy can continue and allow for us to take the company to the next level. And we couldn't have done that without your leadership and your pivotal attributes and everything that you did for KastKing and this team. And I really appreciate you being such a great mentor for me. And, you know, not only did we work together from the customer side, but for the last 2 years now, me working directly for you. I mean, we talk every single day, and you've been a great mentor inside and outside of work. And I can't wait to continue to help facilitate growth for the company. And like AJ said, there's some big shoes to fill, literally, and I could probably put my boots inside your boots, but I'm going to do my best to help keep KastKing rolling. And thank you for everything you contributed to this company.
Eric, thank you for that. But I want to tell you this. Years ago, before you were even invited to join this company, I already had it in the back of this feeble little brain of mine that someday I was going to get you over here, because I saw something in you that isn't apparent in most people. You had the it factor. You reminded me of young, creative, powerful people driven to do more than what you currently had. And you were picked before you knew for more and bigger things. And this company is going to excel with your direction and leadership. I'll always be there to encourage and add anything that I can, but I know I don't have to, because you got this. Wow. You got this. And everybody out there listening should know that it's in a great place with the team that's here, and Eric is going to make a big difference. And I trust that. I believe it in my heart, or I couldn't have left. So,
well, thank you very much for that, and no pressure.
I'm gonna hold him up to it, Al. I'm gonna.
You will.
I was there. I still got it recorded, Eric. You got to do better. No,
well, nobody's doing what you've done, Al, and we're just going to piggyback on your momentum, and we're going to, as a team, collectively continue to take this brand to new levels. And we really thank you for catapulting it to where it is now.
It's been my pleasure. It's just been my greatest joy. You know, working since literally I was 12 years old and a lot of different type of jobs. Most people don't find the most perfect place in their life at 60 years old. And I did. And I was able to finish my career just in the most wonderful way for me and Susan, because I loved every minute of it, and I'll miss it, but it's time to move on. It's time to fish for fun.
That's right.
Try to get my handicap back down where it should be, and spend a whole bunch of time with Kason, Carly, and Allie, along with my wife, who has been putting up with all the shenanigans and all night China calls and traveling all over this country, all that kind of stuff for all this time. Now it's time for me to give back and share with all of them. So
absolutely, and Susan really needs just as much kudos for putting up with you throughout this whole period.
More, yeah. It's been a crazy ride for sure.
And it takes a woman to support such a strong leader. Thanks, Al. We really appreciate everything.
You're the dude.
Eric, thank you so much for coming on, man. And we can't wait to see what you're going to bring to the table. You've already brought them up a lot, but you better start putting extra socks on, dude. Just like sock after sock after sock. It's coming. January 1st is coming, man.
We'll do our best. Thanks, Al.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks,
we'll
Eric.
See you at the next meeting starting soon.
Yeah, I know. We'll be ready.
Have a good night, Eric.
Bye, everybody. Thanks, AJ.
Thank you.
AJ, I'm going to get you. I am going to throw you out of your boat in Arizona when I see you.
Probably will. Can it be a little warmer?
Wear your wetsuit. Get on a life jacket because you are swimming, dude.
Well, Al, I asked you you deserved it though. in a good way, But I asked you at the beginning of the show what this means to you working in the industry and what you've done and where you've come from. But how you feeling going into retirement? It's just right around the corner.
You know, I am ready. I think a lot of people are forced into it for whatever reason, or they do it because they think they have to or can't do it anymore. You know, I feel a little bit like some of the athletes that have gone out on their own terms, that could have played more, you know, could have made the next playoffs or whatever. That's where I'm at. I could keep doing it, but I am ready because we've got great people. We've got great leadership with Tate. We've got a great philosophy within the company. And now I can enjoy watching everybody else flourish on their own. So I'm really ready. I'm really ready to enjoy my family more because I've taken a lot from them over the years. I got to give that back. And I'm looking forward to fishing for fun, you know, and maybe still have a few creative ideas every now and then. But I'm looking forward to everything that will come with this incredible opportunity. And so I do feel ready, nervous a little bit. Every day that gets closer, something comes up that makes me twinge a little bit, but I am ready. And if I could just leave you and everybody who has taken time out of their busy days to say these incredible things that I'm so honored by.
Well, Al, I know that.
I just want to say this real quick because a mentor of mine once told me to make sure that everybody you touch feels welcome, important, and appreciated. And if I brought those things, then I guess I did my job, because they were welcome in my heart, they were appreciated, and they were really, really important to me in everything that I did. So I hope everybody will remember that in their own lifestyle.
Al, I can tell you right now, you didn't just do your job, you excelled at it. Now it's getting me. Now you guys are getting me on the waterworks here, but no, you have, like, from the bottom of my heart, from everybody else that's ever worked with you and that you've touched, you've just been a very personable person. That anytime you have a conversation with somebody, whether it's a coworker, a customer, an icon in the industry, they feel like they've known you forever. They're instantly, you guys are instantly on the same level. Your communication skills are phenomenal. You're so personable. You bring this element of calm and intelligence and charisma and professionalism, but yet friendship, family, and all. It's just so hard to convey the collective things that you bring to the table when you're there. You're a professional without looking professional. But it's amazing. And Al, you've done it so well. I can only imagine how you were at Wright McGill, but I can tell you were exceptional at KastKing. And you've been a key leader and father figure and friend to everybody that's ever met you, especially at this company, at this brand. And you know what? Everybody likes to say that we're all the KastKing family, or I say the KastKing familia. Well, you've been the dad that we've all needed, and it's been fantastic to have you as the president of the U.S. market. And Tate, you know, he's the CEO, he's the owner, and you know what? He's made some really good moves in this industry. He's done amazing things, and like you said, you knew right out of the gate that you got to work with this guy, and this is a guy that's going to bring things to the table. Well, Tate knew it obviously when he met you, because he brought you to the table and sat you at the head of it. So thank you, Al. And I know you got to go get ready for your meeting. Before I let you go, is there anything you want to say to the fans one last time? I
love you all. And thank you. That's everything. You guys are just awesome. I'll miss everybody. You know, walking away from business is one thing. Walking away from business lifestyle, but the people, they'll always be in your heart. You'll never lose them. So thanks, everybody.
We love you, Al.
Thank you.
We love you.
Oh my God. Now I got to go collect myself, wash my face, and get ready for a product development meeting. All right.
Yeah, you've got work to do. I mean, and the things on this list are huge. So
I know they are.
It ain't the first yet. It's not January 1st. So chop.
That's right. Chop. I'll get after it. I promise you, I will.
Remember, last one to leave, but not on this show.
That's right.
Not on this show. So
that's you on this one. I'll let you
on this show. So
this is your show. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Have a good night. Give your wife our best. And you know what? I can tell you what, she's got the best thing that she could have. She's got you, and you are the best thing to her. So God bless you too. Merry Christmas and enjoy your family.
Thanks, AJ. Good night, all.
Thank you. Guys, the man, the myth, the legend, the icon, our president of the U.S. market, Mr. Al Noraker. He's still got 2 weeks left on the schedule. I have a feeling that we're going to continue to see Al as time carries on, but on a different aspect. He's still going to bring a lot to the table. Anytime he walks in, he demands your attention without stealing it. It just gravitates to him. And he's an amazing dude. If anybody ever gets a chance to have a one-on-one conversation or spend time with Al and just listen to his advice, or what he brings to the table, or any problem he may solve for you, or anything he may recommend to you. Al's a stand-up guy. He's amazing. One of the greatest professionals I've ever met in my life, and I'm going to miss him. And I think everybody at KastKing will too. So on that note, guys, we're going to love you, Al. Have a great retirement. I'll be seeing Al lots more on a personal level because he's going to be spending time in Arizona. So I'm excited that I get to see Al on more of a friend level, but he's still going to be somebody I look up to and respect and take advice from and whatnot. But yeah, so it's going to be great. So guys, my name is Give It Away AJ Gore. This will be my last show for 2024. I hope you guys all have an amazing holiday. Have a very safe Christmas. God bless you all. Have a very safe New Year's, and we'll see you in 2025. And I can tell you right now, I've seen the roster for some of the things coming out in 2025 that Al is leaving for us. Al and Tate, Eric, and everybody, Scott, everyone at the KastKing family has been working hard. So we'll see you in 2025. God bless you guys. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Love you, Al. Enjoy your life.